Yes, guys, it is October 9th, i.e., Friday. 2 nights off. Woohoo! Also, we have our new security system in place. It's quite cool in a way. There are certain things that need to be adjusted. It took a while to get it set up. But it's basically all the hotels, well, all the main areas and car parks of the other hotels. So, and where's where I was when I was doing my security work, I should say. But it is quite cool. I mean, it's. I need to get these two connected. There's a few things that aren't quite working, but hey, these things don't come easy. They don't work straight away. There's always teething problems for sure with things like this. But yeah, I'm just glad it's Friday, and the fact that once I'm out of here in oh, not too long to go now. It's 5:40 a.m. I'll soon be able to go home, and I can potentially stream. Yeah, I'm liking the idea of streaming a lot. This weekend. There are a few people, as I said yesterday, I mentioned it yesterday, that are interested in, joining me. If they want to, then fine. If not, then I'll just play something different. But as I said, that game that I'm playing just now is not a streamable game. I would say it's more, it's one of those games. It's like for example, streaming something like I don't know, Zelda or something like that. I always find it's more fun streaming games where other people are involved, as has been the case in the past. Um, oh, it got dark there all of a sudden. Don't know what happened there. Ooh, it's October. It is. You can tell I'm tired. It's been a long fucking month. Sorry, a long week as well. Both actually. But yeah. Apart from that, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good indeed. Um, yeah, hopefully everyone's had a good week, a good Monday to Friday, if that's what your working schedule is, or whether that's your life schedule at the moment, because things are just crazy at the moment, especially with this crisis now. As you guys know or may not know, as of today, bars are open. Bars and restaurants now must close at 6 p.m. for the next 16 days. You know, bars also cannot serve alcoholic drinks. Now, in Scotland, that is going to cause a riot. And I hope it does. I really hope it does. No, for me, of course. But if it happens, it's she's went about it the wrong way. I'm not a fan of the. She's not leader of the country. She's leader of a devolved nation. That's all she is. She's been given powers by the Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He is the leader of the entire country. Um, however, she does have a lot of say, because she's been given these powers. But I'm just wondering, after Brexit, I would like it if he could take away a lot of those powers from her, because she is she's he's not much better though, because they've both potentially been, well, she has he's potentially um blaming the hospitality industry for the sudden upsurge in cases of COVID-19. Um, Yet, isn't it strange that at the minute the students come back to university, there's thousands of them now in isolation? I think at one point I've heard a story in Leeds of like 7,000 people in isolation, and it's like, it's insane because we never had this issue before. I still think things should have been delayed until next summer, next autumn, sorry, 2021, because I think it's far too early for things to be returned. Because I think we think things are bad just now, but I think and it's a massive if there is a vaccine found or created, and I think in some countries there are vaccines, but they don't give long-term protection. They're very iffy at best, and but they apparently work, but not for long. So I would say the shit really is going to hit the fan next year. We think it's bad now. I think next year is when it's going to be even worse, because we're going to see the decimation that's happened to this country and other countries as well, and it's going to be extremely difficult for people to gain employment. People that have unfortunately been made redundant. Fortunately, I was lucky, because, as I say, in this job, there's many other avenues. It's not just necessis. Oh, I can't talk. I'm so tired. It's not just essentially a hotel. There's the bus, one of the buses, going to the hospital with one person on it, and yeah, but yeah, it's not necessarily the damage has been done now, but the real effects of the damage are going to be seen next year and probably the year after as well, and that saddens me. And when I see what they're planning to do, bars are now going to be shut at 6 o'clock. Restaurants are now going to be shut at 6 o'clock. You can't even drink alcohol in a bar. Now, I never thought I'd ever see anything like this in my lifetime. So the bars that are allowed to remain open until 6 o'clock, they can't serve alcohol. Now, I have a few friends. One of my friends runs a bar. He's not even going to bother opening, because there is no point. Because the people that come in, they're not wanting to come in for a pint of lemonade and play a game of cards. They want to come in and have a pint of beer, a few nips, whatever, and play darts, play a few games of pool, have a laugh. I'm not saying alcohol is the key to success in terms of things like that, but in Scotland it is. This is a nation of alcohol lovers, and I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's true. I look forward to weekends where I can chill out with maybe a bottle of wine or something, or a few cans of lager, on a Saturday night when I've got no work, and I can do that at my house, of course, but sometimes it's nice to just go out and meet your mates and do that. But you can't even go to their houses now. But I'm going to say one thing, and that rule has not been followed at all. And I know a lot of people that are not following that rule, and they have no intention of following that rule. And there's no there's no enforcement. The police and people know what goes on. They know what's going on. It's like as I said before. It's like living in the late 80s, early 90s East Germany when the Stasi were on the go. It's just ridiculous. But in this case, the police aren't even bothering because we don't have the resources. And the reason why we don't have the resources is because they were decimated by both the SNP and the Conservative governments. Now, at the end of the day, the Conservative government are the main ruling party in the UK. Boris Johnson is the main leader, right? I'm not denying that. He, at the end of the day, if it comes down to it, he calls the shots. But he allows certain nations like Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, you could almost call them regions, to take control of their own affairs, like health, policing, but they failed miserably, and every single one of those nations have failed miserably. But Boris Johnson hasn't helped. In case of this country, Nicola Sturgeon, I think she's a dreadful leader. I think don't get me wrong, I wouldn't envy anybody in this position. I wouldn't envy anyone in this position at all. It must be extremely difficult for anyone. Even Kim Jong-un if he's going through the same situation, I wouldn't even envy his job. But yeah, she's made an absolute arse of it. And the rules that she is putting out, they're so confusing. Stupid things, and I see things like down in the UK, or England, whatever you want to call it, they'll say things like social bubbles and stuff like that, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I really don't have a clue. We don't have that expression here. I've not heard it used here. But it's all this nonsense about one person from a certain household can meet from a certain household, but they can be related. But now it's got to the stage where even if you're not related, you can't visit them. And you know something? People are not following that rule at all. I see it every single day. People, my friends, people I know, they're going to people's houses. They're not going to stick with this. It's not going to happen. And what this rule is going to create people talked about the toilet roll fiasco, which never really happened in this country because it was pointless. It never got to that stage. But it's going to be panic buying alcohol in Scotland, especially in this country, because this country has unfortunately got such a love affair with the booze. And what you're going to have are house parties everywhere, no police resources because we just don't have them. Because, as I said, over the last 10 years, 12 years of austerity, the forces were decimated. So it's unenforceable. She needs to rethink what she really wants to do or what she thinks. They talk about going by the science. Well, I'd love to know who these scientists are because I don't think they're either being paid to say things or they're just inept in the extreme. Anyway, apart from my little whinge there, it's Friday and I am off for 2 nights. And I also have, I think I mentioned this before, I've got a holiday next month. Can't wait. I cannot wait. But then when I come back from the holiday, guess what? I've got 12 night shifts in a row to do. Because we are so understaffed, everyone really has to muck in. So if you take a holiday, you have to make up for that. And fucking right, they're making me make up for it, that's for sure. But anyway, enough of the swearing. This video's not for kids. So yeah, got all the security system there. And it's looking really rather nice. He's done a good job. Well, I sort of helped as well. But it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I didn't expect the screen to be so large, because usually it's this size of a screen or that size of a screen. But this thing, it was funny when I came into work tonight. I thought, what the hell? But it's got everything on it. It's got like the car parks for all the hotels, reception areas for all the hotels as well. So if anything happens, you know, I know to either get down there, phone the police, you know. This one, I don't know if you guys remember from previous videos, is where I was at one point, and that was broken into. They'd smashed in there, and they grabbed wires, and I think eventually they couldn't get the wires out properly, and the guy got caught with a jar of marmalade in his hand, and well, that was a bit of a failed attempt, I would say. But we've got a pretty good system here. But it's nice to see the car parks, and the only thing that threw me at first was, because I'm so used to seeing it on a smaller scale, you can almost like click it and, you know, and look at it quicker. But now you're having to sort of look at the whole thing. And but we do have alarms. We do have alarms. So if anything goes off at any of the hotels, they go off at them all. You know, so I think. But yeah. So yeah, it's been a long week, and I shall be glad to get home. Oh god, I'm looking rough. I'm looking tired. I still got these teeth to get fixed, because I have a crown which is making my teeth look odd. So, and obviously we can't get the dental treatment done just yet, you know. Bloody COVID, you know. But yeah, everything is okay, as I say. Everything's always okay when you know you've got 2 nights off, you know, and a holiday coming up, which I can't wait for. Not long to go now. In fact, just just under a month. I was looking at the calendar there. Just under a month, I will be away on holiday, and I can't wait. But as I say, when I come back, it's a case of 12 night shifts in a row. Might help for Christmas, but who's going to be having Christmas this year? I mean, we probably will, but it's maybe not a bad thing in a way, because it might actually, I mean, if you've got kids, and my friend's got kids, you know, and he'll still make sure they're well looked after, and, you know, I would think so. I would hope so anyway. But it's just a case of like you've got family, other kinds of family. You're not going to go about buying things. Everything's going to be done online. Well, I say everything. I would say 90%, 85%, 75 to 95% is going to be done online. Um, which is getting to the case anyway, even before this whole crisis, you know. But as I said, I think next year, guys, is when we're really going to feel the serious effects of what's happened this year. Um, I see things closing down already in this city, and this is, as I say, this is the third biggest city in Scotland, and it, it's meant to be the oil capital of Europe. Well, that was maybe back in the 70s and 80s, but it still has that reputation. But things are just, it's almost like you're gonna come into 2021 and you're gonna see the decimation that's happened from the previous year, this year, and that worries me a lot, because none of us, even though we've been told we're secure in our jobs and stuff like that, well, not all of us, but the ones, for example, myself and a few other people I know, there's no guarantee of that. There isn't any guarantee of that. And I hope that that isn't the case for people that I know, or anyone, really. I want people to be secure. I want the economy to start flourishing again, but that's not going to happen. The amount of payouts we've had from the government, the UK government especially, it's going to have to be paid back, That's the thing. It's going to have to be paid back, and that's going to take, it could take 10 years to pay that back in terms of taxes, price hikes on food, wage decreases, and once Brexit, we leave Europe. Well, we don't leave Europe, but we leave the union of the European countries. Because when I say we leave Europe, we don't leave Europe as such, because technically Turkey and Russia are part of Europe, and but they're just not in the EU, and that's what we'll be like. Places like Belarus, that's another worry as well, isn't it? But hey ho, let's try not to get too downbeat. Let's think of what we're going to be doing this weekend. And this weekend, myself, I will be gaming, and I can't wait. I know I keep saying it like that, but I'm just tired, that's all. You guys have a fantastic Thursday for some of you. Friday for most of you, I think. By the time people might look at this video, they think, oh, he's seen Thursday, he's an idiot, I must admit though, I am glad to see a little bit of optimism when I saw Donald Trump. I know a lot of people aren't huge fan of him. Something, I'm not a massive fan of Donald Trump as a person, but I admire the fact that he gets things, when he says something, he does it, and it's rare to find a leader like that, Okay, he might say some silly things on Twitter, but hey, we're all guilty of that is for sure. But he's a leader, and I'm just glad he's well. I wouldn't wish ill health on anyone, so I just hope he's okay. And I'm glad I think he's okay. I'm glad he's okay. I haven't heard much about Melania, but I hope she's okay too. And it's the same with Boris as well. I mean, as I say, I'm not a Boris Johnson fan, but I genuinely worried for the guy when he was sick. I really worried for him, and he really got sick. He was really unwell for a while. So as I say, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all the same. Doesn't matter who or what we think we are, our egos, or ego is a big thing. I think that's the main issue that I have. But it doesn't make me have ill will against anybody. But guys, have a good night, and I will see you all very soon. Maybe tonight for some streaming. So guys, let me know if you are interested. Sarah, contact me if you're streaming with me tonight, and 2 others I know are interested. Won't mention your names, but give me a shout.